Because when the roads and the infrastructure are done, many of the problems are resolved. The language barrier disappears. Otherwise, we'll continue to have investments which get stuck halfway because some other country has not been able to do its part. I believe that we need to take a different track, and the CPP will take that different track to ensure that those infrastructure projects that integrate and connect us get done. Thank you.
Mr. President.
You cannot read the UN report in isolation without knowing what the actual relations between the two countries are. And I cannot blame Nana. He might not be in a position to know. As President of the Republic, I know and have the fuller picture of what is happening. And I'm saying that there is confidence building between us. The relationship between us and the Ivorian government is good. I speak to President Ouattara. We're building confidence. We're sharing information. We're doing whatever it takes to ensure that we live in peace as good neighbors. Peace in Côte d'Ivoire is as important to Ghana as it is to the Ivorian citizens. If there's peace, there's a lot of trade that takes place across our borders. And I, as president, will continue to work. I assured President Ouattara, I said it on the international platform at the United Nations. I won't say it if I didn't mean it. I will take all measures to ensure that we continue to protect our common border with Côte d'Ivoire and make sure that this country is never, 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 ever used as a platform by anybody to destabilize not only Côte d'Ivoire, but any of our neighbors. I think that peace is important for development. Ghana needs peace as much in the sub-region as anybody else, because we can't live in a sub-region in which there's chaos. If you watch CNN and there's fighting in Côte d'Ivoire, when they put the map, they put Côte d'Ivoire and you see Ghana next to it. And it affects us as an investment destination. And so as president, I'm going to continue to deepen the relationship between us and our neighbors, between us and my co-presidents, make sure that I communicate with them on a frequent basis so that we are all abreast with what is happening and all make sure that peace is our collective responsibility. Thank you.
Thank you. Gentlemen, we've come to the end of the debate. What we're going to do now is to give each of you 3 minutes to make his closing statements. We started the first round with Mr. President, started the second with Dr. Sakara, started the third with Mr. Ayaga, and so we'll start the final comments with you, Nanado, 3 minutes for your closing remarks.
So once again, Kojo and Madam Moderator, we want to thank you for your contribution to this evening, and to thank the IEA for giving us this opportunity to speak about our plan, the plans of my colleagues and I for the future development of our country. We have heard the President and the NDC presidential candidate say on many occasions this evening that his government is doing this and doing that. The 3 years that I've gone around the country, the last 3 years, I've heard so many complaints from ordinary Ghanaians about the quality of life in our country today, complaining about the hardships, complaining about the difficulties. If indeed what is being said is being done, clearly it is not being done well, because otherwise we wouldn't have the crescendo of complaints that we have about our current situation. I want to make the following pledges to the Ghanaian people. To all those parents who badly want their children to be able to realize their dreams and fulfill their potential, I'm asking you for your vote. My team and I are going to deliver free secondary high school education. To all of those young people who are looking for work but cannot find it, who are frustrated in seeing the government boast about economic growth but have no jobs, I'm asking for your vote. I promise that my team and I will transform the Ghanaian economy into a modern, industrialized economy that will be able to provide good jobs. To all of those elderly and the sick who counted on the National Health Insurance Scheme to be able to resolve their problems of health, I promise, I'm asking for your vote, and I promise you, we're going to revive the National Health Insurance Scheme and make it once again a viable healthcare proponent for the mass of our people. And to all those business people, men and women, hairdressers, farmers, shopkeepers, traders, masons, carpenters, all of you who have seen the business climate in this country go down and turn against you. I'm asking you for your vote, because I promise you, my team and I are going to restore confidence in the management of the national economy and bring back the entrepreneurial strength of our country that we saw in a period. Let me conclude by saying to every Ghanaian who knows that we can do so much better and so much more than we're doing, please go out and vote. Don't be intimidated. Stand tall and come out and protect your right to vote. This is now the time to lift our people out of poverty into prosperity. And Nana Akufo-Addo is determined to do exactly that.
Thank you. President Mahama, I'll give you 3 minutes.
Thank you very much. And let me begin by thanking IEA for this opportunity and to thank Ghanaians for taking time off to listen to us. I believe that my participation as the first sitting president to do so has deepened the democratic credentials of this country and put Ghana on the map as a model of democracy on this continent. But let me thank God for ordering my steps to this stage, of which I have the opportunity and to be able to address Ghanaians. It is He who has brought me this far, and I know it is He who will take me wherever He wants to take me. My daily prayer is that God's will should be done in my life. If it is His will that I be president of this country, it shall come to pass. The NDC government has done a lot in 4 years. Our constitution gives presidents 2 terms. Take it that I'm the spare driver or caretaker or whatever. Professor Mills of blessed memory started the process, and I'm finishing his unexpired term. I believe that the NDC government deserves a second term to be able to build on the foundation that it has laid in these 4 years. And I'm certain that Ghanaians would vote for me and turn me from the spare driver that I've been described as into the actual driver of the bus, leading us to the destination that we want to go to. I want to also say that at this stage in our history, what Ghana needs is the collective energies of our people to be harnessed together to be able to move this nation forward. And so the kind of leader Ghana needs is one who is inclusive, who is able to unify this country, who is able to bring the people together to be able to attain the objective that we want to achieve, a unifier, an inclusive president. That is what I offer. By my upbringing, I've been a team player. I respect every single member of the team, however placed you are in society. Even the lowest placed person is a valued member of my team, and I give them that respect. I offer a leadership of humility, a leadership of modesty, a leadership of honesty. That is what I offer Ghanaians. And I'm sure that Ghanaians will go to the poll and they will endorse John Dramani Mahama to be the president. My party has a solid plan for this country. We will provide solid and quality education. We will provide the infrastructure and skilled training for young people. We will create a healthy nation, and we will also ensure prosperity for all our people, not just a few. That is what social democracy is about. Our party is determined to ensure that the fruits of growth are spread.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. We're just at the end of the debate. We have no longer got room for rebuttals. We are just doing closing comments at this stage. We no longer have room for rebuttals. We're just taking closing comments at this stage. And every candidate is going to have 3 minutes to do their closing comments. Dr. Abu Sakara, I'll be coming to you. May we have some silence in the auditorium? Dr. Sakara, please go ahead.
We didn't hear you.
Dr. Sakara, go ahead. 3 minutes.
Thank you very much. I am very grateful to the IEA and my fellow Ghanaians who have been on this platform with us every step of the way. I'm also very grateful to Almighty God for encouraging me and giving me the courage to step up to a task which I thought was insurmountable. but by his grace, it has not been. My choice to contest for this presidency was not just a personal one. I believe it was a calling. Because at this time in our nation, we have only one of two choices: either to proceed on the path of peace and prosperity for all, or proceed on the path of prosperity for a few at the expense of the many. Ladies and gentlemen, the track record speaks for itself. Where we are now is a path of prosperity for a few at the expense of the many. And if we continue on that track, it will become irreversible. The Convention People's Party offers you an opportunity to make a decisive choice to move away from that path in this election. What will guide your choice? It's about the test of character, leadership, not just in public life, but in private life. And all my life, I thank God that He's given me world-class leaders who have tutored me in the responsibilities of leadership. I offer you myself to serve in the capacity of president of this country, to take on the fundamental problems that have held us back, and not continue with small incremental attempts that are cosmetic, but address them at the fundamental level. I want to let you know that in our education policy, no child will be left behind. We have done it before, and we will do it again. I want to let you know that the economy, which is placing the greatest stress on those at the bottom, will be turned around by creating jobs, income, and wealth for everyone, because we will shift away from the myth that private sector alone can lead the way. We will take the additional step of government investing in strategic industries to create jobs. Beyond everything else that we will do, we will restore hope to those who believe that all is lost. We will do that by rising to the vision of the founding fathers, that this country can be a shining example of what we can achieve as Africans if we manage our affairs well. I thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Abu Sakara Foster of the CPP. And the very final word will go to the PNC candidate, Mr. Hassan Ayariga.
Guten Abend. Guten Abend, liebe Kollegen und liebe Freunde. Ich danke alle Leute for coming here. I want to say some few things. Today is a day for us to make decisions. The young ones among you, the young ones out there, believe that it is time, and when I said we are ready, I was talking about the youth are ready to take the arms of government. We are ready to take the leadership of this country. We are ready to rule. Today is a decision making. The last time I met Professor Mills at the airport, many people insulted me and said I was NDC and many other things. But you see, if we do the same thing all the time, we will get the same results. But I'm doing different things. I'm inspiring all of you. I am not here to say all die be die. Neither I am here to say all I come for. Neither I want to inspire many of you to say kill guns or airways. What I want you to understand is that politics is to inspire the people to follow you and demonstrate to them what you can do and what you are capable of doing. Hassan Ayariga is a peaceful man. I have not gone on television to make peaceful adverts when I'm not a peaceful man. You all know it. I have been saying Hassan Ayariga and the PNC pledges remain as peaceful as we have always been. In 2000, Professor Mills saved the cause of peace and democracy when he considered defeat in no time after the second round. This was not the case in 2008, when my father sent the people to court on Sunday to stop the EC from declaring Atamils as winner. Hassan Ayerga is going to win the 20th General 12 election one touch. One touch. I won the NDC.
Shall we have some silence, please? Shall we have some silence, please? Shall we have some silence, please?
To pledge and here and now that they will concede defeat to me in no time when I win the 2012 general election. I, Ayerga, will do same, an unlikely event that the PNC loses the election. But I have not forgotten to retire my father and retire my two brothers. We shall retire the two of them and retire the elder one.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Candidates, I'm afraid this is the end of the debate. We no longer have room for rebuttals. We'll now hand over to the IEA to continue tonight's engagement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kojo. May I now invite at this point Dr. Michael Ofori-Mensah. He's a policy analyst at the Institute of Economic Affairs to deliver the closing remarks.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, tonight's debate has provided another opportunity for our distinguished presidential candidates here to outline their visions of governance and persuade voters. It is the IEA's hope that the policy proposals which have been outlined will be subjected to detailed analysis so that voters will be better informed. On behalf of the IEA, I wish to express our sincere gratitude to our four distinguished presidential candidates for participating in this debate. And to you, our audience here at the banquet hall, and to all viewers and listeners in Ghana and abroad, thank you for making the time to join us. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we approach the final stretch of elections 2012, let us remember that the common bond we share as citizens of Ghana is greater than any party political differences. With that in mind, let us make a collective effort to ensure that this election season remains peaceful and an overall success. Future generations may then look back and say, we did it right. May God continue to bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you.
Dr. Michael Ofori-Mensah. A quick announcement before we have our closing prayer. Audience, kindly remain seated until the distinguished presidential candidates take a leave of us. And distinguished presidential candidates, I respectfully request that you head to the holding room for a brief meeting before you take a leave of us. At this moment, I request the presence of Maulvi Amir Dr. Wahab Adam, head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Mission, to